Hello everybody and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We are cross-examining Phoenix Wright. Press. So what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dollie. He said that he was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Tell me about that. Can you tell me a little more about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. Yeah, you're right, there are no, electrical cables around. I should give him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no separate cable anywhere to be seen? Right, there was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness. At that moment I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. What, a snap sound? You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Yeah, ask for details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been... Yes? Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. Oh, he was holding an umbrella. That makes sense. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did the umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Oh, jeez. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye? What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well, of course it's important. I guess. This is it, Mia. This new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I wanted to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add this bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. He fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. Hang on a second though, Phoenix. The umbrella's all the way over there. He was moved. Why didn't you testify about that umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where it fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Order, order, order. The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at some crime scene. I would have presented as evidence immediately. Wow, that really got just destroyed. Owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, But, as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown by the prosecution's case and by the defendant's testimony. Okay. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be the incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Hawthorne. You don't mean Dollie? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover as a witness of the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I think it's a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Ah, dang it, I should have waited to end the last episode. We listened to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. I guess I could just always add this into the end of it. Ah, you know what, screw it. We'll just finish the trial now. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least he told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I could start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious. After hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dollie, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. The love of your life? Huh. Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dollie and we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Really? Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave me this to me on the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, and then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dollie. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. He shows it to everyone, okay. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see... Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Okay. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go ahead and give a look downstairs in the reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Only seemed like 2 to me. Yeah. Yeah. Save jingle. I'm almost tempted to just add this onto the end of the last episode. Nah, you know what? We'll keep going. Where's Grossberg? Oh, he's in the reading room. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. The sixth person is someone who's witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Hi, Dolly. What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. Are you okay, Payne? Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I'll bash them with my gavel. Sims? Well, if they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You were all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings out the boys to the yard. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever's on your mind. I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeney wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all on her little finger. She's also, like, vouching for Phoenix, despite being a witness. Shouldn't that be enough? Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear all about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. I've been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeney noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Teehee, you haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey, do you know each other? What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before. Once. Oh, was it during the trial? In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madame Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over, yeah? Tell me about it. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing in the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry. Oh ho ho! How wonderful! This is that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes? Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. It's supposed to be poetry? It's not like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. Yes, I see. That makes sense. When I went to enter the courthouse, I always walked through the front doors. How did you enter? Teleportation? Feeney and Dougie, yep, they're talking. So who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? I would never. I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Why am I being demonized here? Please, go on. What did you see next? And suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Tell me about it. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. If I pressed her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Wait, what did she even say? Hang on. I'll leave it alone for now. I gotta reread that. Is the fact that... Oh. Yeah, no, he was pushed. Do I have evidence showing that? Do I have nothing saying that Phoenix pushed him? I'll leave it alone for now. Let me look at everything else. And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you? I'm sorry. I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me. You don't remember? Well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't even recall a sentence I passed only a minute prior. Please, someone, anyone, stop before he gets hurt by me. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on? Yeah, give me more details on that. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just, they all seemed kind of excited about something. Probably a fight. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students. So did the students call the police? Yes, I was so panicked. Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie, and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Because that means I'm going to have to dig deep to find this contradiction on this one. Okay. So it's this. But I don't have anything showing that she got pushed. And they called the authorities. Now... I can see how this could be a problem, because it was around 3, you know, Phoenix pushed, Mr. Swallow, what's his name, Doug? Before the time of death, right? So, if people were gathering around, and they were calling the authorities, no one would have been able to kill him at 3:05, which is when he was electrocuted. Is that the angle we're going for here? I can try it. Nope, that's not it. I feel like it has to do with, like, the second one, though. Or this one right here. Or to go find some other students and they called the authorities. There are no students here. Then again, this happened, like, after the cops were called, right? caused the death was a fatal shock. Is she implying that he already died at this point? Is that what she's trying to imply? Because then I would want to present, like, the autopsy report, right? But this is also incorrect because he was pushed. But I don't have any evidence showing, like, you know, that he wasn't. Or that he was. Except maybe the umbrella. But it doesn't specifically say he was pushed, but we all know it happened. Well, I'm gonna save here. I've got 2 chances, so I'm gonna try both of my options. I'm gonna try the autopsy report here. That's wrong. Okay, let me go back and press this. Show contradiction? I'm sorry. What? I would never. Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job, and so am I. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm prints were found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if he came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw. Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. It's like we're finally getting somewhere. I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. And at that time, there was only the 2 of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow? Yes, that's right. It didn't look like you were finding anything unusual? You didn't hear anything unusual. So you're telling me you didn't hear the umbrella snap? Oh, that wasn't it! Oh, crap. Oops. Could you imagine losing on the first trial? To be honest, could be me. Alright, maybe this time I should actually press it. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I'd like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Oh boy. It didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual either. Interesting. Oh! Was I supposed to present this? God dang it, I knew I had the right idea. I forgot I had the testimony. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As he clearly testified to the effect. That's when he pushed the victim. He heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the 2 of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, The truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet, so the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a sec. Mia, that testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning? I mean, yeah, there was no, like, rain, right? Like, as far as we're aware? Well, actually, there was rain. There was lightning? She was listening to music. She couldn't hear anything. Or she didn't hear anything. There was lightning. I'm guessing the lightning thing. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? That was not time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Why the face, Dahlia? Must admit the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur in this guy anyway? To this guy. This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. But wouldn't he be, like, kind of burned? It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright. Oh, the umbrella, right? Because they're like... Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day in the location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. Is that what that... I hear a lot of people pronouncing it as affidavit recently, but isn't it like pronounced affidavit? I have actually no idea. Who's it from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs on that day. Allow me to read out the court to the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact at 2:55. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try and regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Well, that's a good question. It could have been him. He got up and bumped into something. I'm not exactly too sure of that. the littlest bump, though, if he fell... But it would have to be, like, a bump to, like, the electrical pole, right? It wouldn't just be, like... It wouldn't be the umbrella, right? That wouldn't make sense. The cable broke due to some sort of impact. Like when the victim fell, kind of impact? Maybe. We can try it. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that... The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Jesus, that's a powerful shove. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was the very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Wait, have I been calling him Max Payne for the entire playthrough? Oh god dang it, it's Winston Payne. Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make any sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the suffered cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order! Order in the court! The lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it. Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madame Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge. Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. Is this where we get the moderato version of the, cross-examination music? Let's see. But that'll be next time. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, you can go and hit the like or subscribe button down below. If you're interested in checking out the main channel or check me out on Twitch, you can find a link in the description below. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one, so take care.